BBC Radio Newcastle.
Make a difference.
11 now. You've probably heard it said a few times that we are currently living through times which probably are things that generations to come are going to study in history class. I think for definite. So perhaps we should be making more of an effort to capture what life is actually like at the moment. So we've got a record of it. Well, One Newcastle project has been doing just that, asking families to document their daily lives on camera with some fascinating results. And we're going to chat now to Julie Nicholson, who is from the Digital Voices project. Morning, Julie.
Hi, Elisa. How are you doing?
Yeah, good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. All right. Well, Julie, tell me a little bit about your group and what it is that you do.
Yeah, sure. So Digital Voice for Communities is a social enterprise, and we help people of all ages and backgrounds across the North East to develop their digital skills and do creative digital projects. And we've been doing that since 2007. And Photo Club is part of Newcastle City Council's Arts Connect initiative. And we support children and young people with additional needs and their families to work with non-disabled children on creative projects.
So how has lockdown changed how you work? What adjustments have you had to make, Julie?
Well, Photo Club usually meets at Newcastle City Library, and we help the group to create digital media projects using iPads, and they do fab stuff. We go on field trips, they do projects together. Recently we were documenting a day in the life of the Granger Market, which will become an online exhibition soon. But obviously everything changed, and so we had to work out a way to keep supporting the group. Or groups, and Photo Club's resident photographer Robin Cowings developed this photography diary project, Isolation Diaries, and that gives the families a way to stay active and creative and keep in touch with each other.
So what would normally be a club that would be out and about, you've had to say, right, OK, we need to keep this in people's homes, you know, like you say, the Isolation Diaries. So what kinds of images have been captured so far then, Julie?
So Robin asked them to document their lives in isolation, from the practicalities of getting food to reflecting on their fears and concerns, and then they use their photos to take the pictures, and they've shown us some brilliant images, which you can see on our website, like empty streets, people's carers coming round in full PPE, clapping for the NHS, even playing tag using a long stick so they're still socially distancing.
And it's these sort of things that, you know, you'll look back on and you'll think, oh, yeah, we did have to do that, didn't we?
Exactly, yes. And, you know, how often do we ask children actually how they really feel about what's going on? So it's been a really interesting look into the minds of our young people.
Yeah, interesting to see what they have been interested in and the kinds of things they wanted to capture and the kinds of things they wanted to remember. And I get the pictures are going online as well, which is brilliant. Like you say, you can go and look at them. So where can we go and look at them then, Julie?
So if you just Google Digital Voice Isolation Diaries, or go on our website, digitalvoice.org.uk, and go to news, and then you'll see the Isolation Diaries there, and there's each person's diary is there as a separate gallery, and they're fantastic images. The families have done a really good job, and they're still going on with that, so keep checking it out, and you'll see more images coming up.
What an amazing piece of social history. It's going to be something that people in the future are going to just want to go and look at, and you're going to, you know, I guess as someone who's lived through this time, you'll, you know, be able to say, look, this is what we had to do. Quite unbelievable at the time. So it is a project in Newcastle, so only people in Newcastle can apply, I would imagine. Are there any spaces at the moment if anyone wants to get involved?
Yes, there are a couple of spaces for families of children with or without disabilities from Newcastle. So if you're interested, get in touch through the Digital Voice website if you'd like to join in.
Brilliant. And for people elsewhere, perhaps, you know, perhaps give some hints and advice if they do want to try and capture what's going on at the moment. And I've seen an awful lot of people, there have been professional photographers going around and taking doorstep portraits, haven't they? Which is a lovely way of remembering this time we're living through. But maybe some top tips on starting our own isolation diaries. Yeah,
that's right. And one of the boys, Jack, he actually did that with his whole street. He went round and asked his street to have a doorstep portrait, which they were lovely. So if you have a look at the diaries that the children have done, take pictures that represent your lockdown experience, the fun things, the not so fun, what's different for you, how do you feel? Write some text to go with them. You could do that on paper. You could do it by text, you know, text them to your family or your friends. like a lot of the photo club did. That's how they text them to us. Or you could make a PowerPoint or do it in a collage app, share it with your teachers, your family and friends. I'm sure lots of people would be interested to hear how you're doing and what you're doing.
And a great new interest as well to follow if it's something that you've maybe thought about trying to spend time doing, and as a family, what a great thing to get involved in. Julie, lovely to talk to you. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
You too, Lisa. Thanks very much.
No worries. That's Julie Nicholson, and she's from the Digital Voices Project. And what a brilliant idea, just trying to capture and remember the more unusual things, I guess, that are happening in our homes, in our communities.
Making a difference in the North East. BBC